Hello, in this video a bit of a story time. So we are on the internet on Gentoo wiki. We have also some other wiki pages opened. So what I want to talk about is installing a desktop environment. And well, let's not dwell into which one is the best. There is a lot of desktop environments out there, and every Linux user has a choice, so they can use whatever they want. And because there's so much choice, I don't think we should be really arguing which one is the best, because there are clearly some better ones than others, but it's all subjective. So I could be using, let's say, i3 and talking about KDE is shit, and I could do in reverse. But I personally stuck with KDE. I've tried a few, but this one for me is the best. As you can see, I'm using it now, and I will be installing it on another device. So let's talk about how involved is this process, because um, this video will be a bit of a story about an unpleasant surprise of installing Plasma 6. So the thing is that, let's say on Arch, if we take, well, let's say Plasma, like this, Arch offers Plasma 6. I don't know about Debian, I don't know how to check it really. But why do I have this distro wiki opened? To show that the process is very, very easy, because it's just installing the appropriate package. Usually this would be Plasma Meta. Although what I like about Arch, they have this Plasma desktop package, which is a bit less minimal than the Gentoo Plasma desktop. Gentoo, of course, talks about the prerequisites, because you need to have a proper profile set or whatever. So here Gentoo talks about versions, and here, so Gentoo even gives you a command to type to get the proper package. So Gentoo also talks about Plasma Desktop being very basic, and if you want, you can read this warning about Plasma Desktop not working. But generally, installing Plasma is as easy as installing the proper package. And well, Gentoo offers Plasma 5 as the stable version. Plasma 6 is marked as testing. And so today's story is about installing Plasma 6 on Gentoo. So we can take a look at what profile I'm running. Profile list, and well, let's grep for the start. And I'm running an LLVM desktop Plasma, so it's my personal profile. It's basically LLVM and then desktop Plasma targets smashed together, just for the test of LLVM really. I will see how many errors we get along the way, so this is maybe for another video. So let's see how easy it is to install KDE Plasma on Gentoo. So as you can see, it's just typing this command instead of P, add A, and well, it calculates the dependencies, you get all the packages, all the use flags. So it's generally really easy. A lot of packages though. And I think a few rebuilds. No. So 255 packages to download, that's quite a lot, but it's a clean system I'm installing it on. So that's it. But what if you want to install Plasma 6? Well, that is a bit different. So let's find first Plasma 6, what version we can get. And we can get 6.1.4. So let's see what do we get for that. And of course it's masked by a keyword because it's for testing, so let's auto unmask. And well, we get a bit more information, but let's see what we get. We get a lot of auto unmask stuff because it wants to pull in Plasma 6 packages. So after scrolling for a while, we also get blocked packages. So let's take a look. And we have actually 4 hard blocks with the KF6 compat use flag. So we would need to enable the KF6 compat use flag, it seems. Although there are hard blocks, so they won't be resolved. Like here, the soft block gets resolved by an uninstall of slot 5. Yes, so the slot 5 will be uninstalled because it's soft blocking slot 6. So yeah, it's a bit difficult to resolve this blockage because I was inexperienced. So let's do it live and I will talk through the process because it's actually I've learned a lot about Gentoo during this time. So let's first repeat the command but with an auto unmask to write the unmask. Let's add it to the config file. Let's dispatch. So use new. And I will also quickly take a look at this file. Okay, so what I have done, I have moved the auto unmask to a separate file in case Plasma comes out of testing, let's say, so that I remove the unmask. So let's see again the VP. And let's take a look at the blocked packages now. So the thing is with this, what I knew before the situation, that these blocks are basically calling for the KF6 compat use flag. Yes, so I have KWallet without KF6 compat, and the lack of this use flag is soft blocking. Well, the problem is that if you take a look, let's say at the let's say use flags for Kyo from slot 5, so equery. So if you take a look at this package, it does not have a KF6 compat use flag documented anywhere, and that's a bit of an issue. But let's see if we have this package even installed. So let's see, and we do not have it installed. So what's the problem? Where's the use flag? Well, how do I enable the KF6 compat use flag? For that, let's emerge the Kyo package separately. So let's look for the specific atom then, because I've already unmasked a higher version of Kyo, so this should show us. And what do we see here? We do have this use flag, but it's in parentheses. And well, this is the time when I learned what I did wrong. So what I did for the first time, I basically tried to enable the KF6 compat use flag. So I went nano, etc., portage make config, and in this gorgeous file, I just added use KF6 compat, like this. And if we take a look again at the image, this does not work. I do not have this enabled, but why? And this was the very important lesson I have learned. So I scoured through a lot of files. I went to Gentoo Wiki, I went to Gentoo GitWeb to look through the profiles and whatnot. And well, the answer lied in the man page actually, and I didn't read it, but after that I have read almost an entire man page for Emerge. It was quite a long read, but well, whatever. So I was scrolling down, like trying to look for what happened, and at one point I gave up on reading the man page, and well, I browsed the profiles again, and what I found that the KF6 compat use flag is masked, and that's what it means. The parentheses mean a masked use flag. Well, now I know this, but how do I know this? Well, it's all here, but here. We have verbose, which we use because we did VP, and here we have nice circumfix, forced, masked, or removed. Well, I know it's masked because I found it in the profile. So, what's the problem? Let's take a look how to unmask the use flag. And for that, I went to the internet. So, wait a moment and I will pull up the article. So I stumbled on this article from 2005. Well, quite a long time ago. I was probably shitting my diapers back then. But some guy who joined in March was already unmasking use flags in September. And he asked about this and he got a response. So, well, let's unmask the KF6 compat in etc. profile use mask. Well, portage. So, nano etc. portage profile use mask. And let's put minus KF6 compat. So, well, let's take a look now if we get the KF6 compat use flag enabled. And well, we still have a blocked package. Well, why is that? Well, we get a way bigger error message because we get new hard blocks. And we get new hard blocks, but that's because I got a bit carried away. And no, it's because while the Kyo package, which I have requested for, has the KF6 compat use flag and marked as enabled for the merge, the dependencies still do not have the use flags. And well, why is that, you might ask? Why the dependencies don't get these use flags? Well, the secret is because they are, well, installed. So if I take a look, Keigo Addons is installed without the KF6 compat, and now while this use flag is unmasked, we will see it appear. And so, well, if it's installed, you just need to reinstall every single package which had this use flag disabled. Well, no. So because I have enabled the KF6 compat use flag globally, let's do a word update without syncing the repository, which should actually turn on the KF6 compat use flags again. So let's see. And well, suddenly all blocks are satisfied. And as you can see, a lot of the packages we have unmasked recently have been marked for new slots. So the ones which do not have a conflict are marked for new slots. The ones which are new dependencies which were not previously on the 5 versions and will be installed, and a lot of the old ones will be removed. Well, after, of course, the update, and the ones which were previously hard blocking are now soft blocking because we are basically just reinstalling the system. So why is that? Why does that happen? Well, what I have learned is that, well, when installing the system, you are unpacking a stage-free tarball, and what it contains basically the profile set already installed. And because the profile set is masked, should be the stable packages, you get the Plasma 5 packages. And so installing Plasma 6 becomes a bit more involved because, well, once during the installation you update the world set, but it doesn't actually update because you don't know in advance that you want to unmask Plasma 6, and I do not recommend unmasking Plasma 6 before installing the kernel, which the wiki actually tells you to do that. Well, let me pull that up real quick and we can take a look. Okay, so here, after setting up use flags, CPU flags, video cards, the accept license, you have the updating the word set. So it's marked as optional because, well, it is optional. Here you can read more about it. But basically, because I have a profile target different from the stage file, well, because there are no LLVM desktop stages, unfortunately. I have to do this all the time when installing like this. But also, some people also do this step. But if you look up when you are prompted to do this, when you are prompted to do this, if we go a bit up, this installing the base system step. So that's before installing the kernel. And I don't know about, I haven't actually tried it, but my prediction is that you will also like pull in the kernel. So potentially it will be the kernel that you don't want. Maybe it will pull in by default, let's say, the distribution kernel, and you want to install the binary distribution kernel, or maybe you want to compile it manually, and the thing will pull in the kernel because it needs the kernel for the X server to work, I believe. Or at least the video drivers for the X server. Of course, there are ways to like avoid it or something. Definitely there are ways, because if there weren't, Gentoo would be a useless piece of software, but Portage is so nice that probably there is a way to circumvent this issue, maybe by masking the virtual kernel package. Well, that's not for me to dwell on. So let's actually perform this word update, and well, I will continue the installation to show that it works and the blocks are magically resolved. Well, this is what happens when you use CLang. Well, a known application, I don't know, application or whatever, is not linking with CLang, I believe, or maybe that is, yeah, is not linking properly with CLang. And this application actually goes on the list of another app which I need to fix. Well, I might want to fix. I need to learn how to fix, not compiling with CLang, but this is what you get when playing around. So this is sysapp's key utils. So we go to etc portage package.env, and you have 01 CLang fix, and we do. And well, another one on the list. This time I'm not doing an atom because libgudev actually broke because of LLVM 18. KeyUtils was broken before. So, well, that's a bit of a thing. And well, if we now do emerge resume, we will continue. Okay, and after the Word update, do not dep clean, do the preserved rebuild if it asks you for. It asked me for it here. And then it's just an image of the Plasma package because, well, really, I don't really know whether the slot 5 dependencies will be needed for anything, so I leave them for now and I will dep clean after installing Plasma. So let's verbose ask for the install. And as you can see, no blocked packages anymore. And of course, now it's a good time to take a look at what use flags you might need and what use flags you might want. Let's merge these packages. I would also make an update whether what packages might break with clang. So it's now time for quite a long compile, and well, see you later. So here a very quick showcase of how I fix the issue. So typically I go to the Gentoo package to see the bug report and maybe read, maybe there is some easy fix for that. And if not, I knew to put the compiler GCC option, and it's this easy. So then I put compiler GCC into package.env, and then I do emerge resume and everything works fine. And as you can see, Plasma Meta has been installed into slot 6. Then we do a pretend dep clean to clean up the packages left over. And here I have liberation fonts which I want to keep. So it just emerge no replace. And then it's ask dep clean to remove the last one. And that's how we remove all the orphans which are left over from the process. So this one was actually a Plasma 5 package. And in the end, image info to show that I have installed Plasma 6. I won't be testing it because I do not have the setup for it. But anyway, it should work. And so with that, I think it's time to end. So goodbye and see you next time.